You may sometimes be dissatisfied with your life, thinking that others are living a better life full of happiness and comfort. Perhaps after listening to this story, this wrong belief will change. Once upon a time, there was an owl who was not completely satisfied with her life. She compared herself a lot to other birds and focused heavily on her flaws, which made her very sad. One day, while she was sitting in a tree, she felt deep sadness and started to cry. Under the tree, there was a wise old man who possessed great wisdom and intelligence. When he heard the crying, he asked her about the reason. The wise man said, "What is the matter, my friend? Why all this sadness and crying?" The owl replied, "I am tired of my life, sir, especially when I see the other birds. Everyone is pessimistic about me because they believe I bring bad luck and misfortune. If this is my life, then perhaps death is better." When the wise man heard this, he felt great compassion for the poor owl. Then he said, "We must accept our lives as they are and should not engage in such comparisons. The lives of others are not as beautiful as you think." But the owl was disappointed and was in deep sorrow and pain. She could not stop crying. The wise man's compassion grew, but he was determined to help her. He decided to use another method and said, "Do not worry, my friend. I have an amazing ability. I can turn you into any bird you want." The owl was amazed by this offer, but her heart was filled with hope, so she said, "I want to be a goose, sir." The wise man smiled and said, "Okay, that is easy. But I want you to go to the goose first and ask her how happy she is, and I will wait for your return here." The owl flew through the sky, searching for the goose until she saw one swimming in a nearby lake. She approached and said, "How beautiful you are, goose. Your feathers are as white as milk. Your appearance inspires happiness and peace. You must be the happiest bird in the world." But the goose replied sadly, saying, "You are mistaken, my friend. I am not happy. Look around you. The world is full of beautiful colors, and I possess none of them. I believe that the parrot is the happiest bird." After hearing this, the owl flew again in search of the parrot, eager to meet and talk to him. When she finally found him at the zoo, she said, "How beautiful you are, parrot. You are full of bright colors. You must be the happiest bird in the world." But the parrot responded with sadness, saying, "No, my friend, you are mistaken. I am not happy, in fact." The owl was surprised by the parrot's words, then asked, "If you are not happy, then who is the happiest bird?" The parrot replied, "I have thought about it carefully. Then I looked around this zoo and noticed that all the birds are caged with me, except for one bird. That bird is you, owl. So, if there is a bird that people are not trying to catch and put in a cage like us, then without a doubt, it is the happiest bird in the world." The owl was astonished by the parrot's words, and then she said, "If you are not happy, then who is the happiest bird?" After those words, the owl wished to remain as she was, flying high in the sky with freedom, moving from one place to another without fear. The owl returned to the wise man and said to him, "Sir, I want to remain an owl, so you do not need to turn me into any other bird, because I have learned a very important lesson today." Finally, the wise man smiled and said, "You have made the right decision. If we look at life, we will find that this problem is very common among people. But in fact, wishing for what others have and making such comparisons can have a negative effect on us, as it brings sadness, despair, and great frustration. Therefore, we should focus only on ourselves and strive to grow and move forward with steady and firm steps. We must learn to be content and satisfied with what Allah has written for us and praise and thank Him for the blessings He has bestowed upon us.